What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Amarachi, and this is the lyrical breakdown for my song, Skin Deep, off of my new EP, The Skin I'm In. So the song starts off, dark skin, pretty face, eyes on me, my disguise on E, cause my mind's now free. 24 years in the ground, too deep, many clowned I peep, now they knees get weak. If y'all knew what I've been through in the past 24 years of my life, like, you would wonder why I'm so strong, and you would know why I'm so strong, and you would wonder how I made it through. But you know, it's by the grace of God that I made it through, and you know what I'm saying, this song starts off with that sentiment. You know, as a dark-skinned woman, you either know, if you're watching this, or you can, you know, imagine what it's like to live in a world that doesn't protect you, doesn't stand up for you, doesn't see you as beautiful unless you're in a certain, you know what I'm saying, of a certain stature. But even when you get to that stature, still doesn't see you as beautiful. And so, you know, when I think about how far I've come in my journey, I just am thankful that I've been able to see the beauty that I have, and, you know, that I've surrounded myself with people who have continuously poured into me as a dark-skinned woman. And now, as you see, you know, that first 8 bars, or the specific line that says my disguise on E, you know, E as in empty, like I'm no longer walking around with a disguise, walking around with a facade, because I have been able to step into my beauty and, you know that I am beautiful. And not just for a dark-skinned woman, just beautiful in general, inside and out. I'm about to tell all their secrets, peep it, crack the code, baby. I am a genius. Take a picture. I know that it's scenic, face card that they didn't believe in. You know, I now that I have stepped into my beauty and I'm confident in myself, I'm ready to tell everybody's secret. I'm not going to, but I'm ready. All the people that was in my DMs, all the dudes that's in my DMs, oh, you're so beautiful, but I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, pursue you out in the open because it's not acceptable. From when I was in like elementary school, this has been happening. True facts. The amount of men who have been like, I find you beautiful, or I love your energy, I love your you know, how you carry yourself or whatever, but because, you know what I'm saying, dark-skinned women are really in, we just gonna keep this on the side, or let's just mess around on the side. And it's like, when I was younger, I really thought that like that was gonna be my life. I was like, oh, okay, like I guess you're just gonna like me in private and not claim me in public. Now, fuck out of here. You must be shitting me. Bye. No. Cut. Scene over. You're bugging. And I'm gonna tell your secret if you keep playing with me. Pretty for a dark-skinned girl was a has-been. Now everybody want a piece of the dark skin. There's a line, ain't no space at the entrance. I ain't looking for acceptance. When people say shit like, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl, I really think that the majority, some people know that it's an insult, but I think the majority of people think that it's a compliment, and it's like, it's an insult. That's disrespectful. What do you mean you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl? Do you tell fair-skinned people you're pretty for a light-skinned girl? No, you don't. So what possessed you to think it was okay to say, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl? What? That doesn't even roll off the tongue. Like, that's what? And I've gotten that for most of my life. Like, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Oh my God, you're such a pretty dark-skinned person. It's like, once again, fuck out of here. Stop that shit. Don't get your ass slapped. Do not come over here. Say, you're beautiful. You're pretty. You're gorgeous. The end. What are you adding there for a dark skin? You're adding fuel to a fire that like you don't even know is blazing right now, and you're about to get the biggest 3rd-degree burn that you've ever seen if you keep playing in my face. But then it's so interesting on the flip side, because now being dark skinned is in. That shit is glorified in a lot of places and to a lot of people, you know? Everybody want a chocolate mommy and a chocolate daddy. But before, you was trying to throw us in a closet. Now it's, oh my God, it's so beautiful, chocolate. I want a chocolate, da da da. Girl, bye. There's no space at the entrance. There's a line. You can't get in. You're not on the VIP list. You're not on any list. You can't pay to get in. Bye. No. Leave. Showing off, baby. I'ma show it off. When I'm done with you, I'ma make your shoulders soft. Have you looking both ways like the show is off? Got you right where I want. Now we taking off. So I slipped a little again, another double meaning in there. So, you know, showing off, baby, I'm going to show it off. I'm going to show off all of this glory and all of this beauty because I deserve, you know what I'm saying? That's why I got these cut up legs. That's why I got these cut up jeans because I want to show all of my skin. I love my skin. I love being chocolate. I love just, you know, basking in all of my chocolateness and my beauty because a bitch is gorgeous. But then I added, when I'm done with you, I'm gonna make your shoulders soft. So not only do I mean like when I'm done with you and I show you the true beauty behind me and behind my skin color, I'm gonna make you relax. Like, because there's this idea that dark skin, well, black women, but especially dark skinned black women are aggressive and angry and mad at the world. And it's like, well, when you've been disrespected, ridiculed, and just like disregarded, what do you expect? That anger, that frustration are walls that have been built up. And so it's hard for me to let my walls down if I feel like you already see me in a certain way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the light and the love that I actually have. And when I'm done with you, I'm going to make your shoulders soft. Like, I'm going to make you relax and I'm going to make you feel good and happy and know that, like, I am not an angry black woman. Like, I'm actually very kind, very nice, and very good. And if I'm angry, the anger is warranted. But also, here comes this double meaning, a soft shoulder. For those of you who didn't pay attention in driving school, which is most of us, the soft shoulder is the side of the lane. So when you have to, like, you know, do something or you need to get off the road, if you're on a highway, you pull over to the right lane, that's called the soft shoulder. So, you know, when I said, when I'm done with you, I'm gonna make your shoulders soft, I also was saying, when I'm done with you, I'm gonna make you have to pull over to really figure out, like, what did this girl just do to me? Like, she just put me in a trance, essentially. Like, you know, I love and I'm infatuated with her energy, which is what a lot of people say. They're infatuated with my energy and my vibe. And so again, like, once I debunk this myth that you have in your head about me because of, you know, what society has shown people that look like me to be, I'm gonna make you have to pull over. Like, damn, bruh, I gotta rest for a minute. Like, I can't even stay on this freeway because I gotta rest on this soft shoulder. I'm a genius, yo. I'm a genius. Skin deep, check. All them stories we collect. People, they wouldn't believe the things that I've heard, the things that I've seen. Y'all wouldn't even believe the stuff that I've seen and been through and heard from people. The names, the associations, like, you wouldn't even believe. You would not believe. There's things that I've heard and seen and been through that I literally would take to my grave. Because it's so bad that I wouldn't even want to bring that trauma up. Shh, quiet on set. I'm about to show you what happens when I stopped napping and I started clapping for myself. This is a different type of wealth. People, when they hear wealthy, they think of money immediately, right? They think of riches, they think of, you know, bags and being able to afford the luxuries of the world. But for me, you know, wealth, for me, yes, it's money, but it's like being wealthy inside, for me, is just like being happy with yourself, finding that love within yourself, really, like, just walking through this life, knowing that people might try to take your joy away, but having so much joy that it cancels out all the negativity. That's wealth for me. And when I stopped sleeping on myself, and when I really saw the beauty within myself, when I started clapping for myself, that is when I really felt like, you know, a bitch is already wealthy. Like, I know I'm gonna be wealthy with money. these riches are coming, but in terms of like personal growth, in terms of, you know, loving myself and finding that joy and happiness with myself, I'm already wealthy. Like, I can only get more wealthy, but I'm already wealthy. So I love that for myself. Rich chick vibe, Telfeezy on the side. I just threw that little one in. I just threw that in. A Telfeezy, yeah, a Telfeezy. And what's so funny is I don't even own a Telfar bag. So I don't even have a Telfeezy on the side. But, you know, for me, being that Telfar is a Black-owned brand, I'm rooting for Black-owned people, Black people, excuse me. I'm rooting for Black-owned brands. And so that's what I see when I see wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that, you know, everybody is able to, or for the most part, most people are able to afford a Telfar bag. And that is the mindset that Telfar Clemens had when they created that bag. Like, I want to make sure that the richest and the, you know, middle class and even the low class can afford a Telfar. And so, you know, for me, Gucci, Fendi, Prada, those are cool and everything, but Telfar is what I see as the richest. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily always a Gucci and a Fendi and a Prada. Telfar is where it's at. You tempted, I could see it in your eyes, but your boys don't support it. Now it's violence you resorted. Once again, I could see when dudes are eyeing me like, ooh, I want her. Like, ooh, I'm vibing with her. Like, ooh, I want me some Miss Amarachi. But they have that hesitation because they know their circle doesn't rock with dark-skinned women, or, you know, their friend group only wants what they say is baddies in their circle. And those baddies are not always or not usually dark-skinned women. And so instead of articulating that they actually want to get to know me and not thinking about their boys, they resort to violence, right? They joan on you, they try to hurt you, assault you, they do all types of craziness to you because of your internalized hatred for dark-skinned women. And even though you see me and you know I'm beautiful and you want to get to know me, instead you would rather fight me or assault me or disrespect me because that's what society told you to do. It's actually disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. How your mama look like me and your granny too. I'm looking at them, all I see is you. But somewhere inside you convince yourself that you can't get with someone who's from the same tree as you. It's crazy, again, because, you know, people all over have, you know, their thoughts about dark-skinned women, but for whatever reason, Black men, I'm talking to y'all, have the most hatred for dark-skinned women. And I'm confused because your mama looks like me. Your grandma looks like me. Your kids are probably gonna look like me. You look like me. And yet, you cause the most harm. You have the most hatred in your heart for me. How does that make sense, right? But then you've convinced yourself that you're gonna go to a different tree, right? A different ethnicity, a different race, a different group, than staying within your own. Because again, you have this internalized hatred for yourself. You don't really hate me, you hate yourself. And so because you hate yourself, you are putting that now on me. You need to do some healing. You need to go to therapy, baby boy. The blackest berries got the sweetest juice, but the less suits and the more abuse. You line them up, duck, duck, goose, get to the end, then you hit deuce. But it's no excuse that Remy Martin must got your papoose. Emphasizing what you want to produce. Well, I got a cannon I'm about to let loose. That, I think 8 or 16 bars is like probably the most powerful in the whole song. So we're gonna run it back. The blackest berries got the sweetest juice, but the less suits and the more abuse. You ever heard the saying, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice? Yeah. The darkest people have the most juice, but the less suits, and the more abuse. Again, they get abused the most, but get suited the least, but have the most juice. It's crazy. You line them up, duck, duck, goose, get to the end, then you hit deuce. That line was inspired by a TikTok that I watched, where a group of black women were lining up, and these men, it was reciprocated. There were men that also lined up, and the women selected them. But the TikTok that I saw was a group of black women of varying skin tones lined up, and the men were going down the line like, you're pretty, you're pretty, you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly, you're pretty, you're pretty, you're pretty. And I noticed the trend of the fair skinned women were usually the ones that were called beautiful and pretty, and the darker skinned women, as they got to the darkest women, were the ones that were like, I wouldn't date you, I wouldn't bring you home to mom. And then it was like, when they got to the end, the darkest woman, it was like, deuces, like, I definitely wouldn't talk to you. And it's like, all of these women are beautiful, from the fairest skin to the darkest skin. But again, because of your internalized hatred, you equate dark skin with ugly. So just off of like default, you're like ugly, 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 pretty, pretty, pretty. And so it's unfortunate, because this is what society puts out. This is the music that we listen to. These are the videos that we watch and are glorified. And it's like, when will this end? Like, when will this end? I'm tired. But it's no excuse that Remy Martin must got your papoosed. Remy Martin, Remy Ma, papoosed. Black love. Emphasizing what you want to produce. Well, I got a cannon I'm about to let loose. For whatever reason, folks, black men in particular, black folks, always are emphasizing, oh, I want a Blasian, I want a Blaxican, I want a light-skinned, pretty hair daughter, I want a 3C daughter, I don't want no 4C naps. I don't want no black ass baby. What? Already. You are putting things on something that is not even here yet. You are already altering a child's life that is not here yet. That's crazy, because of your internalized hatred and your internalized racism and internalized colorism. You're a weirdo. You're a weirdo. Riddle me this. How you hate me, but you call me a sis. Every word of competition or diss. You hopped on a track because you ain't want to miss me. You call me a sis. You call me your sister. You. What's up, shorty? But you also hate me. But you love black women, but you hopped on a song that is literally degrading black women? How does that make sense? Riddle me that. How does that make sense? That made sense in your head? Did that really make sense in your head? Because it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Riddle me that. You know you dark as the wings on a bat. You know your sister and mother are black. Your baby's going to be dark, and that's a fact. I don't think a lot of these people paid attention in science. Because if you paid attention in science, shout out Dr. Gaiman, then you would have learned Punnett squares. And you would have learned the probability of your child being dark-skinned is very high, because their parent is dark-skinned and the whole lineage on one side is dark-skinned. And regardless of what's on the other side, your baby very well might come out mixed, but your baby also very well might come out dark-skinned. So, I'm sorry to break it to you, but if you're only having kids or bringing life into the world because you want them to be light-skinned with long hair and curls and prettiness, you probably shouldn't have kids. I guess that melanin is really affecting you. Hate on dark women must be in the schedule. We fighting for you on the front line. You bashing us having a good time. It's crazy, because dark-skinned women are usually at the front of the line fighting for the rights of our black brothers and sisters, while they are bashing us in the house, while they are bashing us behind and in front of the scenes, while they are bashing us in general. How does that make sense? What's going to happen to black women, dark-skinned black women especially, stop fighting for y'all? What you think gonna happen, huh? You think somebody else gonna fight for you? Because it ain't happening. But I see that the grass getting green and showing out, and they getting real eager now. Someone just send me a brother who loves me over the covers. I want to be loved over and under the covers. Is that too much to ask? Skin deep. Check, check. All them stories we collect. People they wouldn't believe, the things that I heard, the things that I seen. Shh, quiet on set. I'm about to show you what happens when I stop the napping and I started clapping for myself. This is a different type of wealth.